Yep.
Here we are.
Here we are. Is that a giant bong behind you, Mike? Next to the trophy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure.
It's a lava lamp.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, which is obviously next to a bong.
That's right.
Most lava lamps are.
Well, the trophy's a bong.
Yeah, okay. All right. Fine. Fair.
No, Alyssa was like, we're getting a fucking lava lamp. And I
That's
have
cool.
wanted a lava lamp since I was probably 9. And
You never had one growing up?
I don't think I did.
Part of being a grown-up when you have an actual salary is getting stuff that you wanted when you were a kid and you couldn't
I think
get.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. So this one's kind of cool in that like the wax has to warm up. So I just turned it on a couple minutes ago. So you'll see like during the pod, the little purple
Lava's coming
purple
up.
waxy little things will pop up, which is fun. It's anything to make you happy from time to time. Little lava lamp balls do the trick.
Sort of reminds me of I've never bought one, but like I would say once a year, I say to my wife, we should get a big, good beanbag
Sure.
to put in one of the rooms. But then you go to that one store that has like the good beanbags, and you can't pay $700 for a beanbag.
Yeah.
I had a friend that got a couch from that brand,
Oh yeah.
and allegedly they're pretty good.
Oh really?
The full bean bags are massive though.
Oh, they're so big.
And it's like when you move, what do you like? That sounds like such an issue.
Well,
What do you mean?
Like it has got to be the hardest piece of furniture to move when it's just like a sack of dead weight that you can't really like pick up from any area because it's just like all like
no
a couch. You can like
corners
get the corners and like wrap it up, but a big bean bag is just dead weight everywhere.
How heavy are the beanbags that these places are
oh,
selling?
dude, it's enormous.
Well, they're like love seat sized
Yeah.
bean, like they're pretty large.
Guess I haven't been keeping in touch with beanbag weight.
I'm looking here. 50 pounds.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's
That's not so bad.
much bigger size ones.
Well, that's the one.
Maybe we should start doing pods from beanbags.
Sure.
We all do it.
Oh, I would love that.
Shifting around.
I would love a set.
Making loud sounds every time.
Next live Ricky, we put beanbags up there instead of stools.
Okay. We're actually kind of a cool podcast. We do things a little bit differently here.
We do things with beanbags. I don't know about your podcast, but we're cool here.
Yeah. Not like those other pods.
Yeah. With their chairs. On the show today, the city of Philadelphia has one final sports hope, and that is the Philadelphia 76ers. We will see how that works out for us. Sixers played another preseason game, which I am done with. We'll get to that. The NBA positional group rankings and the annual GM poll, which basically didn't include any Sixers at all because nobody knows what to do with our team. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by Draftkings Sportsbook. Sign up for Draftkings Sportsbook by using promo code RTRS. Brought to you by Barker Therapeutic Dog Beds. Get yours at barkerbeds.com/Ricky. Adam Ksebe, the official realtor of the process, 302-864-8643. LL Pavorsky Jewelers, where Rights to Ricky Sanchez listeners go and get engaged, and Surfside, iced tea and vodka, the official canned cocktail of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. Fly the Process. Talked to one guy who was actually from New Orleans yesterday, Bark in the Park, about Fly the Process. He's from there, so he's excited for it. Fly the Process happening going to New Orleans. We go with Fans of Philly. They take care of all the details. We are not smart enough to do that, but because Fans of Philly takes care of it, the trips are always awesome. New Orleans trip is February 20th to 23rd. That's a Friday to a Monday. If you're coming from outside of New Orleans, you will get it comes the whole package. It's flight, airport transfers, hotel, pregame party, tickets to the game. We'll do a thing on the court after the game. It'll be great. If you're not coming from Philly, you can email Joe at fansofphilly.com. He can do a custom trip from some other place. Or if you're already in New Orleans and you just want a package with the game tickets and the party, he can do that. All the details at rightstoRickySanchez.com/fly. That is rightstoRickySanchez.com/fly. I was hoping for a long Phillies playoff run to talk when I was talking about Surfside, but alas, did not happen. The bad news, Philly's not around until March, whatever. The good news, Surfside, always around. Whatever variety you like. In my house, there's two separate varieties that are the favorite. That is strawberry lemonade vodka and iced tea lemonade vodka. There are several different flavors. The great news is you can have whichever one you want. They've all got 2 grams of sugar. They've all got 100 calories. None of them have bubbles. And all of them are in that very cool looking can that make you look a little bit cooler when you're drinking it. Don't want to influence any kids, but you do look pretty cool. Speaking of kids, you got to be 21 to drink it, unfortunately. And, fortunately. I mean, wow, I'm getting lost in this one. You got to be 21 to drink Surfside. You can go to drinksurfside.com. Please enjoy it responsibly. Without any further ado, Amos and the chef.
We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We was right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We were right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Forever.
Welcome to the Rights Ricky Sanchez podcast. I'm Spike Eskin, along with a guy who's got lots of bongs. It's just a matter of which one he's using today. That is one Mike Levin.
We're all we got left, man.
Yeah.
No more distractions. It's just the Sixers.
Yep. Unless the Flyers are good, I guess.
That's none of my business.
Yeah, they're not. That is a little secret. Yeah, the Phillies gone, the Eagles heading towards 2023 and 2025, and that leaves Joel Embiid, the always reliable Joel Embiid in Philadelphia 76ers, to carry the hopes of the sporting public in Philadelphia.
A city turns its lonely eyes to Franklin the dog.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Sixers, you had a nice. The world had a lot of distractions to distract from the fact of whatever you were doing, the sporting world, that is. Philadelphia, we had the Phillies playoffs. Everybody was excited about the Eagles until they're not. And now the 76ers are going to be just dead. They could have opened the season in relative, anonymity if the Phillies were still playing, but that is not going to happen.
That won't happen.
For all
I don't know that people are, maybe you would know better than me, but I don't know that people are actually looking to the Sixers with any sort of expectations whatsoever.
They're not.
Even any preseason excitement. They are 0-3. They did lose by 30 to the Magic.
Yeah, they're getting their asses beat in every preseason game, and none of their. So no.
I will say that Magic game was closer. So I watched it the next day, and it was just like, they just expanded the lead in the fourth quarter, and Orlando played, their regular lineup a lot more. But there were some positives to take from it. I thought there were, a bunch of nice ones.
Well, it hit me in the second half of this game. I can't do these. I'll obviously watch the final preseason game, but the fact that nobody's playing and the other teams, You know what's so weird about such a singular Sixers experience is, to me, I'm thinking to myself, it's totally normal that we're not playing any of our normal players in preseason games. But then every team we play is playing their normal players.
Yeah, you're thinking of football, I think.
Yes.
And so are the Sixers.
Yeah. So the only two positives I took from the game, honestly, were that Maxey had lit it up in the first quarter. It was nice to see him lighten it up. And what's his name? Barlow. Dominic Barlow looked good again, and it looks like the combination of him looking good and Nick Nurse previously saying that he looked good, it seems like he has a chance to be in the rotation when the season starts. That would be my guess, that there's a shot he could play.
Yeah. Still no Trent Watford. So Barlow as power forward that can rebound and, is athletic and smooth. He's look good. I mean, I love that he's crashing the glass. It's hard to imagine that the shot holds up. He doesn't seem super confident in it, and also I don't know about the basketball IQ just yet. But in a world where things go bad, it'll be like, okay, well, this is an interesting guy to play. Maybe he plays himself into being an interesting player. He's looking interesting, and maybe that holds up over the season. I don't know that he's like, I don't know that I trust Barlow as a shooter, as a defender, as like a quick decision maker to fully be like, I'm ready to play competitive basketball right now for a team that's good. But in a pinch here and there, like I'm intrigued. I've been intrigued.
I do think the fact that he's able to rebound is a nice little reminder that you do not have to be super strong or giant, or that rebounding is a skill. All that stuff helps, physicality helps, but knowing where to be, knowing how to position yourself, being in the right place can get you, 10 rebounds if you're playing enough.
And effort.
Yeah, because he's not a physically imposing guy. He's not a particularly great athlete. None of that when you're watching him. None of that pops. But he's able to rebound the ball just because he tries hard and he's in the right spot.
Yeah, it seems like that's what Nurse is telling him to do, and he's like, okay. And when you're on a two-way spot, and he certainly knows who he is, which is something I like. And I do like that he's big enough that him putting the ball on the deck and looking smooth doing it is kind of like a nice little like, oh, other teams have that kind of guy. Maybe that's our kind of guy, but it's probably, everybody temper their expectations, but it's a nice little preseason thing.
Yeah.
Every Janai Broom conversation we've had has been the same conversation, but like,
he's not. Yeah.
It's tough because I do see like he has quick hands. He had a nice block at the rim.
Yeah.
He manages to like find a way to get his hands in there and make plays, and he's like sort of has a knack for junk like arriving to him and him finishing it, or just like the ball ends up in his hands sometimes. But that aside, I'm so out. It's just so quickly so out at an NBA level. Like I've never been like Okafor level out so fast.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He's just like, he's so slow. He has no dribble drive game. The jumper is bad. Athleticism is bad, but I do respect on a no athleticism level him finding a way to like get his hands in there and rise up for blocks and stuff. Like I'm like, there's something, but it's all moving too fast and too strong and too athletically for him.
The only reason that I've done a lot of that guy sucks. I'm out on him in the preseason and the summer league, and it has come back to bite me. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but it's been wrong. It was wrong with just last year with Jared McCain. So, and now look, this guy's the second round pick, doesn't profile the same way that Jared McCain does, but I'm just going to say, I'm going to give it at least half a season to say maybe when he adjusts to how this game is played and who the athletes are, he's a smart enough guy and a hardworking enough guy that maybe he finds a role. But largely, I have felt the same way that you have watching him.
Certainly smart, certainly hardworking, seems to be a good locker room guy, was a leader in the locker room for Auburn, an Auburn team that won a lot of games. Difference is he played 5 years of college basketball.
Yes, yeah, I know.
And Maxey played one.
Or
McCain played one.
McCain played one as well.
And
I get it.
It's just tough because there were so many, like, as we went into the second round of that draft, there were like 3 or 4 guys that I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then all of those guys went right away before the Sixers picked. And so you take a guy at a position of need who produced in college, and you hope that it translates in his like funky way. And I'm very low on the idea of it translating on any real level.
Well, then if he does it all, it'll be a nice little surprise. It'll be a nice little treat.
Which is the Sixers in general, isn't it?
Yeah, if they're good, it'll be a nice little treat. Yeah,
Andre Drummond's hitting threes,
and he loves hitting threes.
Mm-hmm.
He loves it. And if Adem Bona, dude, you don't need to be fouling people on jump shots on the perimeter. Like, what are you doing? I could get with the you're trying to block shots at the rim thing, but come on, man. So it seems like Drummond is like Adem Bona is not stealing that backup center position. So maybe Andre Drummond is the stretch 5 you've always wanted. Never knew it was him.
Yeah. That's going to translate. I think he's going to shoot 100% from 3 in the regular season.
The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast brought to you by Barker Therapeutic Dog Beds. Look, this is I want you to hear about this right up front because it only goes till Monday. Barker was started as a smaller company by our friend Eric, but now part of a bigger company called Jolly Pets, and who makes toys and all that kind of stuff. And through tomorrow, we're recording this on Sunday. So through Monday, if you go to jollypets.com, and the toys are very tough. Like the bones are very tough. The little things that you put treats inside that they have to wrestle to get the treats out, very, very tough. If you use code RTRS when you buy one, this is through Monday, you get 20% off. But for everyone that you buy, they will donate one of those toys to Providence Animal Center, which is good because those dogs are in kennels, often just with nothing to do. And having a bone to chew on that they cannot destroy is actually really good. Their stuff is cheap as like $7 there. So if you go to jollypets.com, use code RTRS, you'll get 20% off. This is through Monday. And for everyone that you buy, they will donate one to Providence Animal Center. I'm actually going to deliver those at some point when this is over. So, and thank you to Barker Dog Beds for being a sponsor of the of Bark in the Park, which was yesterday. So met a lot of great people, a lot of great process pups, which is great, looking healthy into their older age, in part because of Barker Therapeutic Dog Beds. Go to barkerbeds.com/Ricky. If you go to barkerbeds.com/Ricky, you can learn everything, even stuff that I don't tell you. But you can also, when you order there, you get the free Process Pup patches. You get the stickers. Send us a photo of your dog on the bed, Process Pup, official, all that sort of stuff. It is a better bed for your dog because it keeps your dog healthier. And that is your job. That's on you. Your dog can't do that alone. That's on you. It keeps your dog healthier by being a true supportive mattress that is engineered to do so. Study by Penn Vet says it does, which keeps your dog's joints healthier as your dog gets older. Dogs are just like people in that particular way. Not in every way, but in that particular way. The joints get creakier as they get older, and what you're sleeping on matters, just like you. You sleep on a bad bed, you're going to feel worse the next morning. Your dog sleeps on a bad bed, they're going to feel worse. So Barker Therapeutic Dog Beds come in all sizes, all configurations, all colors, look great in the room that it is, doesn't look like a piece of junk, and it's not a piece of junk. It's a great quality bed that keeps your dog healthier and happier. Again, barkerbeds.com/Ricky. There's a 10-year warranty. The foam doesn't flatten or they replace it for free. It's handmade in the United States of America. Barker Therapeutic Dog Beds. Wow. And thank you to, by the way, I said it there, thank you to everybody who took part in Bark in the Park. $21,665 we raised for Providence Animal Center. Saw a lot of great Ricky listeners out there. It was great to see everybody, a lot of multiple time members of the Bark in the Park team. And thanks to Olivia Smith, who designed the t-shirt, who lots of people walked up to the table wanting to buy. They couldn't because it's only for team members, but thanks to Olivia for designing the shirt as well.
Very nice.
Yep. Anything else from the game?
Justin Edwards' concern meter is
it's getting there.
Getting there.
Yeah.
I do think that it's a little of like trying to do too muchness that is also making the stuff he did well last season suffer.
It's making me a little nervous.
I think that's
when you
I think
combine
that's fair.
Summer League and preseason, it makes you a little. He hasn't even had. He has a nice defensive flash here and there, but there hasn't even been a 8-minute stretch where in any of those games where I'm thinking to myself, Justin Edwards looks good there. I'm focused on it, waiting for it to happen, and it's not happening.
I think I'm not like full concern. I think I might be on the it's going to be fine side of Justin Edwards for now, and I think when he plays 14 minutes a night when everybody else is healthy, until they're not. Yeah. I think he'll look fine. But I think it's worth noting, he was not the role player he was last year, that he was, that was sort of a breath of fresh air of just hey, this guy just does he's in the right spot. He hits threes. He does all those kinds of things, plays hard, cuts. That wasn't the guy he was in high school or college, really. And so it was a stark turn to see him do that. And the odds that it's just going to continue to be that without any bumps in the road, I think maybe were a little bit naive. So I'm still long-term think he's a, James Ennis style role player that can do those kinds of things, which is nice to have, especially as an undrafted guy from here. But yeah, hasn't looked great.
We actually get an email from Sheil about Justin Edwards. He says, will Justin Edwards be this team's Robert Covington in that the Rights Ricky Sanchez community will irrationally love him for the things he does good despite being inconsistent, while the rest of Sixers fans hate and even boo him? Yes, I'm one of those irrational people who still holds out hope he's a solid contributor on a championship roster. There's so many people to have on this team to have fans ire. I don't think Justin Edwards is going to be too high on the list.
I don't think so. I think also just I think people aren't going to get too high or too low on him the way they did with Covington, because Covington came at a time when everything was exciting and new and you were depending on people. And now we're just not in a place of like, hey, we found a diamond in the rough. Let's like hold him up like Simba.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I think Justin's a nice player. People are going to like him. I think we are in a different place mentally than we were when Covington was around. And I think also Covington getting paid the way he got paid made people start to expect stuff out of him. And Justin is still on a very, very friendly contract.
Yeah. I think, I agree with all that. I have nothing to add there. I wouldn't worry about that too much. She also asks if any of us believe in aliens or ghosts. He says, does anyone on the Rights Ricky Sanchez staff, including Daryl Morey, who I think is an RTRS staff member, do you believe in aliens or ghosts or anything like that?
Aliens, like probably. There's right? There's probably some shit going on out there. I would say this is an August question, so I don't want to get too deep into it. But
what's your thought?
I'd say probably something out there. Don't understand it. Don't need to. Ghosts, I'm a no.
Yeah, I'm a no on ghosts. Aliens, I'm a want to. Sure. I would say I think there's probably some life out there, whether it is developed and intelligent. I don't know, but aliens, I want to believe, but ghosts is I'm saying ghosts is a no.
Okay,
all
CJ,
right.
Mark us down for 2 no ghosts and 2 probably aliens.
CJ, where are you at on both?
Same, yeah.
Okay.
A unified front.
Yep.
The ghost community is furious. We should talk about Kennedy Chandler. I think
I've been talking about Kennedy Chandler every pod. I love Kennedy Chandler.
Spike, this is a guy I liked in college. You know this kind of guy is a guy I liked in college, and because he gets into the paint, he plays his ass off defensively. He's just fucking 6'0" maybe, and he can't shoot. But he's saying all the right things. Sixers at him, and I think Gina Mizell had nice pieces on him talking about how he's picking up Maxey full court in practice, which is great. And he's learning from Kyle Lowry. He's watching TJ McConnell tape, like all the little guard stuff that you want to see. And maybe there's some Jose Alvarado stuff in there, maybe, but he's just got to become a better shooter.
I have an idea, Mike. I have an idea. It's based on something you just said there. You say he's learning from Kyle Lowry. How about he learns from Kyle Lowry if Kyle Lowry were a coach?
That's interesting.
And Kennedy Chandler just gets his spot on the roster because Kyle Lowry is an announcer and is not in good shape and is 40 and probably shouldn't be on an NBA roster. We love him. So what if he were to become a coach and they just pay him the exact same amount of money?
Yeah.
And Kennedy Chandler is on the roster.
I'd be fine with that. I'd probably move Kennedy Chandler to a 2-way and bump like Barlow or Walker to
fine, whatever you want.
To a roster spot.
Whatever you want.
I appreciate you being generous about that.
Yeah. I love watching Kennedy Chandler. He's been the happiest thing during preseason to me. Yeah.
Fun player. Was a really fun player at Tennessee. I fall in love with all those little guards that get into the lane and hit floaters that are pests on defense. But man, he's small, and Maxey's not big, but he's so much more like he has so much more. He's so much more broad.
Yes.
And he can fill out. And Chandler's just like he's thin.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Yeah,
he's a little guy. He looks little on the court. Maxey doesn't look little anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep trying to do some like Salas backup point guard stuff. Maybe that's just what he's just like. He can't do it.
He's not an NBA player. He's not an NBA player.
I think he might grow into a like occasional 2-guard type thing if he keeps working on his outside shot. Has a couple nice.
He's not an NBA player.
Oh no. Yeah, they're not. You're not depending on him. It's a totally fine. Like he is shaped like a 2-guard. The shot needs to become more consistent from deep. At Wake, he was constantly hitting like a lot, getting to his mid range and rising up and hitting. He had a couple nice ones against Orlando, but yeah, can't be making on ball decisions. Can't be doing too much.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it right now. But I guess I could see them deciding he's not it and moving on to a third two-way spot outside of Barlow and Jabari. But also Jabari Walker took 4 threes. I like that.
How about that?
I needed to see that. I was asking him for that. He hit one of them. He needs a lot of space to get it off, but I'm happy to see that. He's going to rebound. He's going to be in the right spot. He's going to sort of wedge and full back his way into the lane from time to time. Another nice pickup to have on a two-way.
Watching those guys has actually just made me excited to see Trendon Watford at some point, who is supposed to be not like those players, but the more advanced version of the young power forward type who may be able to play. Yeah. And it's been a hamstring the entire time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer. We would really love to not have as many injuries and people that are not playing.
Well, don't worry. VJ Edgecombe's hurt too. No biggie. Just a hip injury that I'm sure is nothing. I'm sure he'll be fine by next week. Yeah.
Because it's McCain, it's Embiid and PG, it's Edgecombe, it's Grimes, and also Watford. And it's just like that's one too many. It's probably two too many, but it's really definitely one too many. We can agree on.
Well, I mean, it's all our best players except for Maxey.
Yeah, you could say that.
But I could say it because it's true.
You could certainly say that.
Yeah.
I like seeing Oubre out there, man. I love
Oubre too. Yeah. I love Oubre, but all those guys, I think you would probably argue are
sure. Yeah, I mean, him and Oubre and Franz were like getting physical with each other, and I'm just like, I think Oubre just pisses people off for some reason. It's just like length and strength. It feels like he's
so
Franz like got a flagrant on him. It's like it's preseason. And Kelly's just trying to do his own thing. I don't know why. I don't know why he pisses people off, but he's a delight to watch, and he plays hard as hell. Mm-hmm. And I've thoroughly enjoyed. If this is the We Trade Kelly Oubre in the next couple months season, I will have thoroughly enjoyed the Oubre experience in spite of the era of basketball that he has been a part of.
Yeah, I think he has been, to say a bright spot might be making a little more of it, but he's been a fun little experience, and he seems like a really good guy too. Good energy, all that sort of stuff. Also, like weirdly focused on like him being mad about the rando Instagram aggregation accounts is also
it's a half step up from Korkmaz requesting a trade 4 times, but it is a little bit like, Kelly, we got other stuff going on. You're defined. Don't listen to them.
Yeah,
don't listen to them. We got AJ Brown. We don't need that.
They're not real. Relax.
They're not real.
The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast presented by Draftkings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. I actually looked at the line on the Eagles-Vikings game for next week because they've already played this week. The Eagles are a 1.5 point favorite on the road against the Carson Wentz-led Minnesota Vikings.
Boy, if it doesn't happen here, if the line can't get home on Wentz to just exercise some demons there, it's not happening.
Did Mike freeze? Is Mike there, CJ? Oh, there's Mike. You there, Mike?
I was good. Me and CJ are good, yeah.
Is this me or is this Mike?
I'm good. We're all good.
CJ, are you there? Can you see me? Maybe this is me.
I think it's you, bud.
Everything's frozen on me. Maybe it's me. I'm going to leave, and then I'm going to come back.
Okay. CJ, let's talk about DraftKings Sportsbook. What are you looking at for to wet your beak?
Oh,
and I know you have a famously dry beak, and it's time to wet it.
It's time to wet my beak. What am I looking at? I'm looking at Broncos Jets right now. It's just a lot of despair recently. It's hard to It's hard to be optimistic. I have a Dodgers coworker, and just this last 5-day stretch has just been pretty brutal.
But that's why you find a game that you have no emotional investment in whatsoever, and you get a little juice on it.
That is probably healthy.
You guys start talking about DraftKings.
We're trying. We're trying.
All right, cool. But you don't have to bet on the game. You can bet on props, TD props. Over under. AJ Brown hit his over in yards for the first time, I think, all season in that awful game against the Giants. Here's the best part: bet $5 if you're a new customer. If your bet wins, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So here's what you do. You download the DraftKings app. You use promo code RTRS when you sign up. That is code RTRS. If you use that code, you turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Got to be 21. See show notes for details. We ready to move on from Sixers preseason?
From the Sixers entirely? I think probably.
Yeah. We got, so on the last pod, it was a good pod, good idea. I enjoyed it. Well, I'm saying good pod. I guess that's up to the listener, but for me, it was a good pod. We went through
AU described it in his latest article as worthwhile but dispiriting. And if that's not
I think that's
the
fair.
whole summary of this whole ordeal we are in.
Yes. So we went through, if you didn't listen to it, we went through all the past Sixers failures, played some highlights or lowlights from it, and tried to expunge it from our history by facing it head on. We did get this email. I thought this was so good, from Elijah to writes@rickysanchez@gmail.com. He says, "My name is Elijah. I was listening to the Exorcism podcast. When CJ played the clip of Ben refusing to dunk the ball against Atlanta, I had a flashback to the exact moment when I was sitting in the stall of a dark bathroom on the second floor of the barracks of the 105th Mechanized Infantry Division in Pocheon, South Korea. I am a longtime listener from South Korea. I moved to Michigan when I was 12, decided to choose Philadelphia as my sports teams because Michael Vick was on the news. Started off with the Eagles. And
what was he in the news for?
Well, I guess he was on. Maybe he was good at the time. I mean, that was
I guess it could have depended on the era.
Yeah. I would hopefully, since he was with the Eagles, it was not his previous stuff.
Sure.
Started off with the Eagles and eventually started watching the Sixers just as Embiid got drafted. Back to the bathroom stall. Since I was still a Korean citizen, I had to fulfill my mandatory 18 months Korean military service. I chose to be a K-200 armored vehicle driver and was stationed in Pocheon, South Korea, about 25 miles from the North Korean border. We are not allowed to use our phones during the weekdays, so obviously I snuck in a burner phone to watch all of the Philadelphia sports teams in hiding. Mind you, there's a 14 hours time difference between Philly and South Korea. I believe that particular game was 6 or 7 Eastern time, which would have been 8 or 9 in the morning the next day. I somehow managed to find an empty bathroom stall where for the next 2.5 hours, I sat on the toilet in full uniform, watching the said game in silence. When the game was over, I walked out, punched the door in frustration, and went back to whatever I should be doing. It was very risky to stay in a stall for 2.5 hours straight, and it wasn't worth it at the end. Just wanted to let you know the Sixers misery is a global phenomenon. Thanks for reading. I enjoy y'all banter every week. I live in Dallas now, surrounded by Cowboys fans."
That's a really good email. I really like this. We need more emails like this.
Yes. Do not risk, if you're in the military or something, I would say be careful.
Don't listen to Spike. Do whatever you do. You trust yourself. I think I want to know, that's 2.5 hours in the bathroom is a long time. To be watching the entire game from the bathroom.
Yeah.
Dying to know, did you pace in the stall at all? Were you sitting the entire time? Were your pants down?
Were you nervous? Were you shaking watching it? Because if you get caught with a burner phone watching the Sixers, that has to be, you have to get in trouble for that, right?
For sure. And for it to be that game 7 of the Hawks series, man.
Yep. We did also, I won't read the whole thing. We got a note from Derek. It is just military related. Derek is a musician and won an audition to join the U.S. Army band as a conductor/officer.
Wow.
So he's shipping out to basic training. He spends most of the next 9 months away from home, but he gets released from the Army over Christmas. And he will be, as soon as he gets back, he says he's going to listen to all the Rickies to catch up on everything.
Oh, God.
But he wants to submit his official season prediction for when he comes back. So when he comes back from basic training on December 20th, he believes the Sixers will be 16-8.
Okay.
With Joel Embiid averaging 22-7 on 28 minutes a game. And the story of the year will be the emergence of VJ Edgecombe, who is electrifying crowds with his thunderous dunks and surprisingly good off-the-dribble shooting.
Okay.
So there you go. So good luck, brother.
Now we have to think about, once the season starts, we have to think about Derek coming home for Christmas, listening to podcasts 2 months later.
Yes.
And make sure that we're providing the requisite context for our friend.
A general NBA thing. There were just 2 things that caught my eye this week. So LeBron is missing 3 to 4 weeks with a mysterious sciatica injury, which is a nerve in your back, even though there are lots of videos of him looking absolutely fine in August and September. But Dave McMenamin, and although you are anti-Shams, I want to be clear on these two things. This is not an anti-Dave McMenamin thing and not an anti-Shams thing for me. Dave McMenamin has always been rather nice whenever I've spoken to him. But he was on ESPN talking about LeBron and the Lakers, and here's what he said.
Team. And also, we can see what the rest of the Lakers roster looks like. Rob Pelinka was able to turn, not many assets into some feasibly strong players in DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, and Marcus Smart. Let's see how they fit in. Yeah. Let's see how a healthy Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt look. Because LeBron's going to be watching this team while he's out. And if while he is out, they are struggling, that could lead to the next step that we could see at some point this season, where we remember what Shams was told by Rich Paul, that the Lakers, Rich and LeBron, they'll be watching every move because the priority at this stage is to win.
Right.
If they're not winning, maybe he's going to have to go elsewhere to find that winning combination.
Whoa, okay. Well,
so there's that. And then Shams reports this week that basically the only team that Giannis wanted to go to was the Knicks, and the Knicks and the Bucks engaged in trade stuff. It's just so, I hate so much that it is 10 days before the NBA season, and the two big stories are about how two of the best players in the league might get traded and don't want to be there. And that one of them is LeBron. Like the LeBron thing is ridiculous, obviously. He's just going to see how good the team is before deciding if he wants to play for them. That's embarrassing, even for LeBron guys. I'm sorry, that's embarrassing.
No. I mean, he's 100 years old, and he's like, impress me a little bit.
Yeah, Luka.
We'll see, Jake LaRavia. What do you got? Maybe I come back.
Yeah.
If Jackson Hayes has his head on straight.
Also, might be the best, probably the best. I mean, he's teamed with the best teammate he's ever had in Luka. I mean, probably, right? Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was really, really good, but one of the best players he's ever had. Yeah. And then the Giannis thing, it seems like the people have been wishing him away from Milwaukee for 6 years now. Yeah. And I would blame the media if the NBA doesn't seem so also invested in. It seems like they could squash this if this is one of their big media partners, ESPN, doing this. So I know it's good for podcasts and articles and stuff like that. It's just shitty for the NBA overall, in which I just think it makes people less invested in the games and watching the games if this is the top story all the time. I just think it sucks.
For sure. I mean, I think the way that the NBA is covered on broadcast and in the conversation is like just transactions and hypothetical transactions and stuff.
All the time.
There's just not that many mainstream like conversations about the games themselves. I think part of that is because like the superstar nature of the NBA, of how star driven everything is, where like if you don't have one of the 10 best players in the league, you're just not going to get there. But you would think that like, Indiana making the finals. Halliburton is obviously very, very good, but I don't know how many people would have had him as a top 10 player coming into last season. Even SGA has grown into it. Was not like a incredibly bankable, this guy's a number one option, future MVP type guy. So I think people that care about basketball, and I think the NBA is just sort of like punching the one button that they have over and over again because they haven't been able to really translate young, exciting players into this person is a star. So they're thinking about like the 4 that they have or so.
Well, and the reason I blame the league, where everybody wants to blame the media, is the media also covers Major League Baseball. The media also covers the NFL. And the NFL has a little bit of it, but certainly not to the level of the NBA, is that like, if the NBA didn't want this to be the lead story all the time, they could make sure this wasn't the lead story all the time. Like the league obviously leads into it. I think they are from a like a league office standpoint, the ones that are the most online. But you look at like, there's a lot of like, there's hot takes and everything, whatever. But the whole, where's this guy going to go thing, that's only the NBA. So if you want to look to ESPN as or whatever as the platforms that you think are responsible for doing this, Well, it doesn't happen with football hardly. It doesn't happen with baseball at all. But basketball, it is constantly that story. And I think it's just because the NBA is like, doesn't know what to do, can't figure out how to make the game more engaging. But this makes the games less engaging because people don't know if the players on their team want to be on their team. And it just makes it, makes people watch the games less. It makes people buy tickets less. I think it, kind of sucks. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the tickets. I don't know about. I'm not saying one or the other. But as far as like, baseball, the star is like, don't you want to go to a baseball game? Isn't it nice that baseball's on? That means the summer and you're hanging out and like it's always there for you. Like what a nice little blanket. And they have had trouble growing stars, obviously. Football is like, obviously, the best setup as far as one game a week, but there's not. There's now every day is a different.
Well,
game,
for your
obviously.
team,
but for your team, it's one game a week, and you're feeling it. And there's only 17 of them for the whole season, all that stuff, and it just leans into it. Of there's one game, and then there's talking about that game, and then there's previewing the next game. And I think that football I think that the way football is covered is more substantive than the way that any other sport is covered.
Well, and it's the biggest sport, so I think they spend more time on it. But I agree. And
I think basketball, it's sort of in between, where it's like there's not a necessary like pastime with it. You're watching it indoors, and everybody's basically saying, nothing matters until the playoffs anyway. So it's like, it's sort of in an in-between phase. But I do wish there was more covering teams and schemes and fun stuff and finding ways to make that interesting to the average fan. Even
the deep stuff. You don't even need to get into the deep scheme stuff. Just, I don't know, rank who's better, for Christ's sake. Instead of saying, boy, LeBron.
Please do NBA rank.
Yeah, it's better than this. If LeBron comes back and the team isn't good enough, where is he going to demand to go?
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares? Yeah. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by Adam Ksebe, the official realtor of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. Saw Ksebe. Ksebe was just on our Bark in the Park team. Showed up yesterday with his dog, who is a very nice dog, a lot of energy. Big dog with a lot of energy. Ksebe shows up in his Ricky hoodie. Love seeing him there. Nice. Thank you, Adam Ksebe, for coming out. Adam Ksebe is the guy that can get you into the beach house of your dreams. Ksebe is how you spell it. He is out of Long and Foster in Bethany Beach, and ever since 2020, buying shore house either in Jersey or Delaware, very, very, very difficult. Now Ksebe handles Delaware. And the reason it's difficult is because there's so many people that don't have to be in the office as much. So working, from down the shore has become more attractive. So homes have become more difficult to buy. That's why you need a guy like Ksebe, because Ksebe is obsessed with it. 24 hours a day, he is the guy who is finding out which houses are on sale first. He has so much experience with it. He will help you bid. So if there are a lot of bidders, he's going to know what the best way to bid on a specific house is. I think he is trustworthy. He is communicative, and he's a great guy, but he's also really, really, really good at it. If you've never been to the Delaware beaches, I endorse wholeheartedly. Not only the property taxes, he was telling me he was looking at like $500,000 homes that have annual property taxes of $1,500 in Delaware, whereas Jersey Shore, highest in the country. And Delaware beaches, I keep saying this because I think if you're spending a week, it's important. The restaurants in Jersey Shore suck. The restaurants at the Delaware beaches are awesome. Rehoboth, Bethany, Lewis, all great options. So if you've never been to the Delaware beaches, it's a good option. And you buy this house, you rent it out for a lot of the summer. Those people are paying your mortgage. And what are you doing? You have your place to go with your family and your friends. If you need a realtor in another state, so Ksebe handles Delaware and Maryland, but just to buy or sell a home in Jersey, PA, New York, wherever you are, he can't do it, but he should be your first resource because he knows so many people. He will talk to you, find out what you need, and find the absolute right realtor for you. 302-864-8643 is the cell number. That is 302-864-8643. You can call or text him or Adam at processrealtor.com. So The Athletic did these position group rankings for the NBA, saying not just ranking the number one player, but all of the players at that particular position. So they ranked them in terms of here are the things that they considered. Like how good they are at basketball, availability.
So important.
Yes, availability, depth, and then where where the players are in their career. So he undervalues rookie players. And morale, he says, actually wanting to play for the current team and vice versa. So
plunging the Sixers down.
Yes. So point guard rankings. Have you looked at this before or no?
I just did.
Okay.
As I was waiting.
So the Sixers are ranked 9th overall in NBA point guards with a combo of Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. Right behind them, Ja Morant, or the Grizzlies and the Cavs. Grizzlies with Ja Morant and Scottie Pippen Jr., the Cavs with Darius Garland and Lonzo Ball. Also right behind them, De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper with the Spurs. Right ahead of the Sixers, the Hawks, the Clippers, the Pistons. I looked at this, and this seemed pretty fair to me when I saw it. What do you think?
Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah.
Seems totally fine. I do think I think that if there's talk of Edgecombe starting now, partially because of injuries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think if McCain was healthy, they would have started them both.
Maxey and McCain?
Yeah.
And Grimes? Or no Grimes? Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it would have been Maxey, McCain, Grimes, and either, Paul George or I guess if George's not there, then Oubre.
Oh, okay.
And that's your 5.
Interesting. Yeah, I think McCain's passing and shooting will be very valuable no matter what lineup he's playing in. Totally. So, this felt fair to me. I wanted to think that it should be higher, but it shouldn't really be higher. Shooting guard, not particularly optimistic. No. So he has the combo of Quentin Grimes and VJ Edgecombe, which sounds fair to me, as 26th best in the NBA. Right ahead of the Bucks with Gary Trent Jr. and AJ Green, and the Jazz with Keontae George and Svi Mikhailuk. Right behind the Pacers with Benedict Mathurin and Ben Shepherd, the Warriors with Pods and Buddy Hield, and the Spurs with Stephon Castle and Julian Champagnie. This seemed, and behind the Grizzlies with KCP and Ty Jerome.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cam Thomas and Ben Saraf of the Nets are 20th. That is,
and
Cam Thomas does not want to be there.
Want to be on the Nets.
That's rough. Yeah. Klay Thompson and Max Christie are right there. It's just kind of, I don't know. This seems like, hey, here's some slop.
Yeah.
And I don't need to do it, but this guy is a shooting guard, and this has Duncan Robinson as a shooting guard. It's like that's just not materially different than labeling him as a small forward.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Duncan Robinson.
We've done the position conversation 700 times, but I think this is a limited way to look at this kind of stuff.
Well, speaking of small forwards, now he has the Sixers small forwards as he has Paul George as a power forward and Kelly Oubre as a small forward. So
sure.
So yeah, I mean, whatever they will be. I would imagine at many times they will be the 2 forward positions.
Yeah.
So as small forward, he is Kelly Oubre and Justin Edwards ranked 20th, which seems fine until they're behind the Blazers. I guess that's the only one I could argue that. Yeah. I think it should be ahead of, but overall, I think that's fine.
Toumani Camara and Matisse Thybulle outranking the Sixers.
Yeah, seems a little unfair. Otherwise, it seems pretty fair. I can't think of anybody else higher than this that I would rank lower than where the Sixers are with that combo.
Sure, man, Matisse just went into an abyss. I feel like I've not heard from him in so long.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Yeah.
Power forward, which he has as Paul George and Trendon Watford, which seems fair, as 17th, right behind Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson and Lauri Markkanen and Kyle Filipowski, right ahead of right ahead of the Clippers and the Nets.
Sure. Yeah, the Sixers are so impossibly hard to rank in any form, even in this minutia type form.
Yeah,
because
you don't know if they're going to play or
who's going to be there, what's he going to look like. Yeah. It's too many things, and then all of them currently are not playing, so you can't even be like, well, they look good in preseason. They don't exist. We don't know. But the vibes, I will say,
vibes pretty good.
Vibes seem to be good. Everyone's talking on how they're hanging out after the games, and they're hanging out after practice, and they're practicing hard.
Embiid has done some 5-on-5.
Embiid's done some 5-on-5. Paul George is ramping up.
Did you see the Paul George 1-on-1 video? He looked pretty good.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh yeah, I think he was playing Edgecombe. Maybe he was playing Edgecombe.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
I think Edgecombe, Maxey, McCain is enough, just talent and positivity that it will sort of like shake the effort. Yes. Shake the doldrums of like a frustrated Embiid and Paul George. I think like everybody was so mad and upset last year that I'm really willing, obviously catastrophe could hit, really, really bad injuries could hit, whatever. But I'm pretty willing to say right now that this year will definitely not be as bad as last year. It will be better.
Oh, why would you do that?
It will be better. Because it can't be worse. Because even if it's the same, then we are the baseline of
the pick is only top 3 protected.
Well, but the baseline of expectations last year and how bad it got was such a fall off, and because now our normal is the Sixers are unwatchable and nobody's healthy, then even just being 32 and 50 is like, oh yeah, they won some games and it was like, and Edgecombe did some stuff and whatever. So I'm going out on a limb and saying in no way will this year be as bad as last year. I'm calling it.
Wow.
I'm calling
Clip
it now.
that, PJ.
Everybody got
CJ.
that out of their system. It was terrible.
Clip it,
across
CJ.
the board, up and down the roster, horrendous. Now at least people will go, okay, well, we're not doing that again. It's not going to happen. Better than last year. I believe in it.
There's no way the Eagles could have a collapse like 2023 again.
No, I would have said that it was definitely
Okay.
possible. That I would have said it was possible. And I would have said it's okay because they just won a Super Bowl by $1 million and I'm fine.
And then for center, the Sixers are third, which is more than fair.
And that is
given
generous.
the situation.
I would say generous. That is
incredibly generous. Yeah.
I would say this is a unique ranking to put the Sixers behind only Jokic, Wembanyama. I think some Şengün people, some Adebayo people, some Zubats people.
Especially because those guys play every
They
game.
play. That's important. Even some Gobert people I think might be saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is some respect and a little bit of like, we don't want to look stupid if Embiid plays. And so I think, no one is assuming Joel's healthy, but everyone assuming that he's not still, when healthy, one of the best players in the league, I think are also scared. So the Sixers just have everybody either scared or annoyed. The Sixers have people. And that's right where we want them.
Scared or annoyed. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. We got this from Steve, writes to RickySanchez@gmail.com. Hey, Spike, Mike, and CJ. In a week of depressing Philly sports news, I was disappointed in how casually Mike dismissed the Union Supporter Shield accomplishment. As a Philadelphia sports fan at all levels, I feel like I've learned to take the fleeting taste of victory whenever it can be found. It did spark a couple of questions for you guys, though. Basketball question. If the NBA had a Supporter Shield trophy for best regular season record, would you rather the Sixers win that or the in-season tournament? I would take in-season tournament.
Is that what that means? Supporter Shield means
Supporter Shield is best record. Best record during the regular season. Pretty big achievement for the Union.
I might like that. I might like that more than the in-season tournament. And you sort of just like give a, hey, you were the best record this season of over 82 games. That's how Execs has now the fantasy basketball league that you used to be in that I'm in with Legs and John Gonzalez, and now new entry. I don't think you know this. Sixers Adam is now in the league.
Oh wow,
very exciting. He's taken to it.
Who was out for Sixers Adam to join?
One of the other guys.
Okay, all right.
Dave.
Okay.
But we now the pot is split from like playoff championship because it's so random and picking up players at the end of the season when you're just scrambling for ad drops and stuff in the playoffs, and regular season gets its own champion and payout. So I think that would be good. I think that would also help the like interest in the regular season.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out how I would feel about it because it is so foreign to like the reason I'm thinking in-season tournament because that's an actual thing to win. And when I'm thinking about Supporters Trophy for the NBA, it's not an actual thing. But in this situation, it would be an actual thing.
Right. You have to make it that.
Yeah.
And then so you'd be like, whoever's the 1 seed in the East, whatever, the Knicks, and then the 1 seed in the West is like the Thunder.
Well, then we
if
have
it's the last game of the
trophy.
season, they would be doing like who are they going to play out the strengths so they can potentially win best record in the league?
Well, then we have that. We have one of those then. And we did it.
Yeah, but I think you could make it more of a thing, I guess.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We did it. Congrats, everyone. We did it. We got there. The rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast brought to you by LL Pavorsky Jewelers. LL also sponsor the Bark in the Park team. LL been with us since the very beginning. LL, I'll never forget seeing him with Jake at Big Charlie's in South Philly, one of the smallest Ricky events. It was it was pre-Ricky. During the Bynum era, it might have been pre-Ricky. That's when I met him. Anyway, LL is the first sponsor of the rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. LL begged us to be a sponsor. He was the one that believed in us when nobody else did. And now we believe in him. Where are we? We're not at 500 yet, right? We are just short of 500 rights to Ricky Sanchez listeners who have purchased engagement rings from LL Pavorsky. The reason people go back, and the guy that is going to the Army in the Army band or whatever, he's at like number 278 or something.
Wow.
There are people all over the place. And why? Because when you buy an engagement ring, you want somebody you can trust, somebody who isn't going to pressure you, somebody who you have like literal other people who are giving you recommendations with. We've read so many of the emails. LL takes care of everybody. You're going to get a great ring. You're going to get a great price. You're going to be treated the right way. That's why he does appointment only, so there's no pressure. And when you come in there, you're not wasting any time, right? Because you'll have conversations beforehand about what you're interested in. That way, when you show up, you can have everything laid out for you. And there's a reason you're not in business for over 30 years at the same place if you're not awesome at what you do. LL is awesome at what you do. And little secret, better looking than he's ever been. Better looking than he's ever been. Karen too, his wife too. I got to tell you, they're aging in reverse. They look great. Yeah.
Jake looks busted.
Really? He looks terrible.
No, he looks great. Come on.
Well, maybe when he gets a little older. Every time I see Jake, he just looks like an older version. I guess everybody does look like an older version of themselves. Yeah, that's how it works. In any case, if you want to buy an engagement ring from LL, give him a call, shoot him an email, whatever it is, 215-627-2252, or email him, lee@llpavorsky.com. Lee has always, and I imagine will always be, a supporter of our charitable efforts here. Mama T's Community Fridge, Providence Animal Center right now. LL Pavorsky Jewelers.
Hotter Benjamin Button.
The non-basketball question.
Let me address the union thing. I just don't have.
Yeah, you were kind of mean about it. You got a little snarky about it.
Well, I'm sorry for being snarky.
Yeah.
I just don't have any room for any other sports. I don't watch them. I don't watch soccer. I don't watch hockey. I don't watch tennis. I don't watch golf. I don't watch college football. I just don't have any more room for any of it. And I don't even casually check in on it. I watch basketball, baseball, Phillies minor leagues, and NFL. That's all I got. I don't have room for anything else. So I'm sorry if you do. I respect it. It's just if I added more to it, then I would not be able to live my life.
I think the Union fans fairly do have a little bit of little brother syndrome, where not only there are people who don't care, but when they're dismissive of their success, I think they get frustrated.
It's only because I truly know absolutely nothing about them. Couldn't name a single thing aside from the fact that their name is the Union.
Fair enough. The non-basketball question, well, I think you just answered it. What sport outside of the Big Four are you most passionate about? And if passionate is too strong a word, let's say, which are you willing to watch a complete game of? And yeah, so
none. Truly none. I can't do it. I establish it as a rule for myself because it would take over my life. I have to be able to watch more movies and TV shows and write and do all the stuff that I need to be doing. And then there's just a limit on how much you can take in.
Yeah, so I am largely like that in that I don't, but I have been to a number of Union matches at the stadium in Chester, and I've had a really good time. Soccer to me is very, very watchable in person and almost unwatchable on television. Because you have to see the whole field to see what's going on, because there's so little scoring that if you're not watching the other things that are going on, the sport is incredibly boring. I'll watch boxing, I guess. I'm not interested in it. Not interested in UFC.
No boxing, no UFC. Even coming to mind didn't even register on a list of sports I don't watch.
I don't watch golf. If there's, I used to watch tennis when I was a teenager, I guess. Don't care about that.
No lacrosse.
Yeah. And yeah.
No volleyball.
No.
I even when the Olympics are on, I don't really care.
I don't care. Yeah.
I really don't care that much. I'll get into it if someone's. I'll be like, okay, yeah, let's see what's up here. Little gymnastics, I guess. Little volleyball.
Think about it this way: I watch 162 Phillies games.
Yeah, there's just so much.
Sixers games, 17 plus Eagles games. The fuck do I have time for some other sport? That's why I listen to music, because it's not sports. John Schumann, who is the first real media member to ever link to the rights to Ricky Sanchez in an article, he did it years ago when we interviewed Sam Hinkie. You referenced our Sam Hinkie article. Does a survey of NBA GMs every year. We ask them a bunch of questions. He did it again this year. So apparently, not every GM answers every question, but the results are for those who did answer what they did answer. The reason we're not going to go over this whole poll is because the Sixers hardly appear anywhere in this poll because nobody knows what to do with them.
People are too scared.
They are. So one of the ones that they ranked high in is which team's level of success is toughest to predict. Philadelphia 76ers number one with 47% of votes.
That's it, baby.
Overall, they received
nobody else has more than 7%.
Yes. Overall, they received no votes coming in first in the Eastern Conference, no votes coming in second, no votes coming in third. They did have 10% in fourth, and overall ranked seventh in the voting.
Completely fine.
Yeah. Tyrese Maxey got a little pop as he ranked third in which player is fastest with the ball, behind De'Aaron Fox and Ja Morant. And this is my favorite one. Who is the best coach in the NBA? Also receiving votes, Rick Carlisle and Nick Nurse. Who do we think voted for Nick Nurse?
Who do you think voted for Nick Nurse?
Darryl voted for Nick Nurse. There's or Elton or whoever filled this out for the Sixers. Do you think another GM voted that Nick Nurse is the best coach in the NBA? I find that hard to believe. Eric Spoelstra.
No, general managers were not permitted to vote for their own team or personnel.
Oh. Well, then I take it back. Who do you think voted for Nick Nurse then?
I don't know.
That's weird. Eric Spoelstra got 52% of the vote.
That's good. Somebody thinks Nick Nurse is up there. He won a championship. He has been good.
Yeah.
Maybe he's good. He'll be good again, or maybe just like many Sixers acquisitions, we got a guy after his prime.
Yes, which is entirely possible as well.
Yeah.
This is from Eli, who writes to RickySanchez@gmail.com. Hi, guys. My dad went almost 60 years of his life before he saw the Eagles win a Super Bowl. I decided after 2018 that every time they won one, I would give them 15 years before I got genuinely mad and negatively emotionally affected by anything they did on or off the field.
Yes.
To me, it's crazy how people are acting about the Eagles. We just saw a historically dominant march to a championship, and it's felt like the sky is falling for most of the season. My question is, if the Sixers somehow won a championship this year, how many years of grace would you give them before you got mad about something like, for example, the Grimes contract negotiation? I don't even know how to answer
whole
this question.
Life.
If the Sixers won a championship, what are you talking about?
Well, this is my kind of question. I've been playing at this all off season with the Eagles and everything. The Eagles are obviously frustrating and bad. I'm not saying that everyone should be like, hey, they're going to do it again. It's all good. I just find myself way less emotionally invested on a negative way.
Can I ask a question about that though?
Because of how wonderful last season was, and sports, you just have to. I think it's a sign of maturity to be a little bit like you're not going to win every year. And last year we were the one team that won for the Eagles, and it felt fucking great. And they won in, I would say, the best possible fashion. Even the Foles year felt so fluky, and it wasn't like our starter, and so you felt a little bit like when he's gone next year, like it didn't feel fully real. This was like, hey, we did it in like the coolest possible way possible. Beat the fucking dynasty Chiefs, and we beat them by 1 million. And you're just never going to get better than that. And so I'm really taking and appreciating that. And even if this year ends up being 2023 again, it's like, whatever.
Can I ask you a question about that, though?
Please.
So to me, that would also mean that if the Sixers were awesome this year, you would not get as much joy out of it. Because to me, it is very difficult, for me personally, to feel extreme happiness about a team if I don't also have the ability to feel some pain. I liken this to So I spent 3 years at WFAN in New York, and we are the flagship of the Yankees. So I worked with the Yankees a lot. And because they're an American League team, I've allowed myself to also, like, Yankees are my American League team. I like watching them. But what I've realized is that I am not that bothered if they lose. So I also don't really get that happy if they win. I just sort of follow it. So my question to you is, if you do not have the ability to be that bummed about the Eagles this year, if they were awesome, would you have the ability to be that excited about them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Really?
I think it's different. I think being like, hey, we won a championship last year, so I feel at peace is different than, oh, I have like a team on the other conference that I like. So I feel I would be able to be pumped and just like cocky if they kept winning. It's like, this is what we do. Like when Howie crushes the draft or whatever, I feel like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm feeling great. Made another move. What a franchise! One of the best run franchises in sports. And when they lose, it's like, they just did it. I just think we as sports fans, and obviously I've been doing this podcast for 100 years, and am compared to a normal person, like I'm an alien. I'm a complete sick fuck. But I do think we, as like sick fuck sports fans, should really hold on to when a team finally does do the thing that everyone's trying to do. I think that you just have to hold on to that for longer and let that be present and part of your life and part of things that bring you joy for longer than just being like, all right, the next season I'm already frustrated, I'm already pissed off, they're never going to do it, these fucking losers. Like, because it's only one team that does it. I've been alive for 35 years, almost 36, and we have 3 championships in my lifetime. And so when you get one of them, you got to fucking hold on to it for longer than like a couple months. And I'm deciding to hold on to it. So the question with the Sixers, I think I might.
I don't even know how to.
I might die. I might just collapse. Maybe the Sixers are like the thing keeping me alive, and the frustration of, I'm like, my fate is tied to the ring of the Sixers. I'm Gollum with the Sixers, but I think a long time. I think a really long time. So yeah. I don't know. And then the non-basketball question is a question I've wanted to answer for a while. Have you been watching Task? If so, do you like it? Fuck yeah. I love Task. Episode 5 of Task is one of the best episodes of television I've seen in a really long time. I loved that shit. Unbelievable acting, performing. I mean, getting like suburban and rural Philadelphia in really cool ways. It's visually beautiful. It's awesome. It kicks ass. So definitely watch Task at HBO Max. Same guy from Mayor of Easttown. Brad Inglesby. I think if Brad, if you listen to this podcast, you got to let us know, man. There's a lot of Philly references. Those Rita's is in the pilot. I worked at Rita's for 3 years in high school. One of the
get
characters.
the accents.
A lot of them do. I mean, there's a lot. There's some people. One of the main guys is from Tom Pelfrey's from Jersey. Okay. And he does it, and it's obviously it's Delco, and so it's different. Different spins on it. Ruffalo is not trying to do a Philadelphia accent, which I think is for the best.
It's better if you can't do it. It's better than doing a New York accent, and making pretend it's Philly.
There's a couple British or Irish people that are doing it and doing a really good job of it. And
I saw one woman on TV talking about how obsessed she became.
Yeah, that's Amelia Jones. She's unbelievable in the show. She's so good in the show.
I have not watched it yet. We just finished Alien Earth, the first season. We only watch one show at a time, really. Yeah. I really liked Alien Earth. I thought that there's something missing. I admire how good it is, but I don't know how it's going to survive multiple seasons. I think that would be my issue with it. And
I would say I was pretty disappointed with Alien Earth. I think it fell off and was ended up not being as good as I wanted it to be.
I think if it had just been an 8-episode series, beginning to end, it probably would have been awesome because the stories would have been like tighter. But now I don't know where everything's going to go. But I enjoyed watching it. So I asked Val if she wanted to watch Task, but she didn't for some reason. So I'll have to watch on my own. So we watched the first episode of Black Rabbit.
Okay.
Which first episode was fine, I guess. I don't know. Have you watched that at all?
No.
And I did see Smashing Machine last night. I didn't like it very much.
Okay.
So I wanted to like it very badly, but I didn't. All right. Well, we will talk to you later on this week. We are 10 days from the Sixers starting, believe it or not. There's one more preseason game. Let me ask you this, Mike. Do any of VJ Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes, Joel Embiid, or Paul George play in the final preseason game?
Yes, I think Edgecombe and Grimes will play.
Okay, not PG or Embiid.
Definitely not PG. I would be surprised if Joel played. Yeah.
Okay, and we'll wait to do our are they going to play in the season opener prediction for another time. Maybe not yet. Not with all the hope that is on the Sixers right now. So, all right, we'll talk to you next time. Are you done with TTP?
Yeah, lick face.